Trusting God's timing, a journey through life's waiting rooms. If there's one thing most of us can agree on, it's that waiting is often frustrating. Whether it's for a big life change, a dream to be realized, or a prayer to be answered, waiting can feel like an eternity. Yet when we talk about waiting on God, it becomes a unique kind of challenge that tests our patience, faith, and ultimately, our character. Imagine being in a waiting room, not just any waiting room, but God's waiting room. It's that space in life where you're eagerly anticipating a breakthrough, yet everything seems to be at a standstill. You might be waiting for that big promotion, the right partner, or perhaps a personal transformation. The truth is, many of us find ourselves in this waiting room at various points in our lives, and it can be excruciating. God often asks us to wait, and in doing so, we may feel forgotten or overlooked. This sense of abandonment can lead to feelings of anxiety, impatience, and even despair. You might find yourself questioning why God isn't acting as quickly as you'd like. Why am I waiting? You might wonder. Is my prayer not good enough? Did I miss the mark? It's essential to remember that a delay does not equal a denial. Just because things aren't happening on our timeline doesn't mean God isn't working behind the scenes. Throughout the Bible, many stories illustrate this principle. Noah waited 120 years for rain. Abraham became a father at 99. Moses spent 40 years in the desert before leading his people to freedom. In each case, God had a purpose for the waiting. He was preparing his people for the blessings to come, often requiring them to grow and mature in character first. As the saying goes, when God delays, it's often because he's preparing you for something bigger than you can handle right now. Growing through the wait. In these waiting periods, God is not just silent, he is active. He uses this time to mold our character, strengthen our faith, and teach us patience. The trials of waiting can lead us to deeper trust in God, transforming us into the people he desires us to be. Think about it. While you're working tirelessly on your goals, God is working tirelessly on you. He wants you to develop qualities that will sustain you when your prayers are finally answered. Waiting is not just a pause, it's an opportunity for growth. Learning to trust. Trusting God means relinquishing control and believing that his timing is always perfect. It's a hard lesson, especially in a world that glorifies instant gratification. The reality is that God doesn't work like a vending machine where you put in a prayer and immediately receive your desired outcome. Instead, his ways are higher than ours, and his timing is impeccable. In the moments of uncertainty, when your heart feels heavy with unfulfilled desires, remember that God knows your name. It is engraved on the palms of his hands, as Isaiah 49:16 tells us. This beautiful imagery reassures us that we are never forgotten. We are cherished and cared for deeply. Embracing the process. What can we do while we wait? Embrace the process. Focus on nurturing your faith, deepening your relationship with God, and finding peace in his presence. Allow yourself to be open to new possibilities and trust that God is working everything out for your good. It's crucial to combat negative emotions during these times. Jealousy, envy, and frustration can creep in when we see others receiving what we long for. But instead of comparing your journey to theirs, celebrate their victories as you await your own. Your time will come and it will be perfect. Conclusion. A promise of hope. If you find yourself in God's waiting room today, take heart. You're not alone and you're not forgotten. Trust that God is always working, even when you can't see it. Remember, his delays are often designed to prepare you for greater things. As you wait, may you grow in faith, character, and trust. In the words of Scripture, "For I know the plans I have for you," from Jeremiah 29:11. While waiting might not feel productive, it is a vital part of your journey. Embrace it, learn from it, and remember that God's timing is always, always perfect. Trust in that promise, and find peace in knowing he's got you covered. Thanks for watching, and remember to like, subscribe, and share.